Well, it's been an odd time having to watch Olympics from the TV, people in the stadium and such. So, in any case, nothing changes basically, but at the same time, a lot has changes. But in any case, let's get into this week's episode. So, welcome everyone. How you been?
Oh,
What's up?
Hi.
What's up? What's up?
Oh man. So, what? How has everyone been? So, Colin.
good.
No.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Just good, happy, content. Weird weather we're having lately.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the whole flooding thing that's happening in Belgium,
Again.
parts of
Yeah, parts of
Germany,
yeah.
and us, and I'm right in the middle, and everything is fine.
Well,
You're
good.
one of
It's so
the
weird.
lucky few. One of the lucky few, I would say.
Yeah, it's almost so ironic that I'm exactly in the middle on an island. It's like reverse that dog meme where he's in the fire and it's like I'm fine. This is me, but I have nothing around me. It's really odd that way how layout is, but I'm other than that, yeah, just normal, nice summer weather we're having today. Content. I'm happy.
Nice.
You can't beat that, man.
Exactly. And Maru, how have you been?
Well, Colin said that they are having a good time, with Sunny. Oh God, we need rain. Please, somebody give us like a
Yeah,
good
I
half
can.
day
Yeah.
or a full day of rain because it's so dry. Like we
Hmm.
have so little berries because it's just too dry. Like they're like just ugh. And like
No,
usually
makes
cucumbers like
sense.
every evening we just have to give them water ourselves. It's hell. Please give us rain.
Oh yeah.
Please. It's
You need
bad.
that after a certain while,
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
for
Yeah,
us
it's
too.
So,
If we have too much sun, we need to have rain to cleanse everything.
Yeah,
And then we have
basically.
5 days of a lot of rain,
yeah.
but
Lots of
that's
rain, so much that
no,
everything
but nah,
starts.
you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
other than that, I've been good. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last episode, but I got the job. I've gotten to
nice.
uni, so it'll be fun to do that in fall. Maybe you'll even see my dorms probably if we're still
Ooh.
doing the
Ah,
scope at that time. We probably will, you know.
hey,
probably.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
but
could
that's
see it.
Yeah, exactly. As for me, well, I just got the final part of my vaccination done, so I'm just waiting to get
Yeah.
that whole QR code thingy so I can actually travel outside of the Netherlands again.
oh
So,
yeah.
Good.
for the rest, nothing too much has been going on my end. So, yeah, that's about it. How about you, Derek?
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed your guys' last session. I really wanted to do it. Just things come up, and sometimes it's out of my control. But I since then, let's see. My documentary had its theatrical debut
Oh,
in
nice.
Tokyo.
Which theaters are
So
showing it?
well, it was only it was a limited run at this place called the Theater Guild, which is like a really brand new innovative theater that's focuses on indie docs and like indie
Hmm.
movies and stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, one of the staff there saw my documentary and asked me if they could show it. And I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
but then it turned into every night I had like idols come that were in it. Like
Mhm.
Kiss Hug Extreme, like Rin came and she performed. She played the violin. Benny came the one night and gave a really good speech. And Lily Kaona came. It was funny because Mishima-san, the director and producer of Lily Kaona, he likes to talk a lot, like more than me.
Oh wow.
And
is
he's
that possible?
believe it or not.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
And by the end of the night, he like was talking to everybody at the theater. He was sitting down trying to make a business meeting with the theater to see if Lily Kona could perform at the movie theater. I'm just like, you're insane, dude. But then
Yeah.
afterwards, he gave me a ride home because he knows where I live and
Mhm.
everything. And he played me the new Lily Kona song that isn't out yet. And like legit, like we rode around enough that I could listen to it 2 times. And you just tears, just welling because it's so beautiful. It's like the culmination of so much of what they've done. And it just made me think, God, I really want to keep filming. Like I want to do like another documentary because even though it was so hard and so difficult and money wise, there wasn't any. Um, I have this great story to tell with all these girls. So I was really focusing on all of that. And then, of course, my birthday live is coming up on the 28th of August. And I've been preparing for that. There's going to be like 16 or 17 groups, and it's going to be
What?
live streamed all over the world. And It's going to be pretty insane. Miho and Kosami are debuting on that day, so it'll be their very first time on a Japanese stage. And it's just been a whirlwind of stuff. Plus today, like I was telling you guys before, I had an online Cheki session for like 3 hours with Hisatsuya Momomo, Seven, Bakashino, and Imo PPP. And they broke my Idol Underworld record of Cheki sold. They sold 203 Cheki, which no one's ever done.
Awesome.
So it's
That's
been
milestone
crazy.
there. Yeah, milestone right there, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Honestly,
Yeah, that's insane.
what I am hearing is that Derek is working really, really hard to just drag the Japanese underground idol scene online and worldwide. Just like,
Basically.
you know.
Trying.
Yeah, like it or not,
But-
you're coming.
Yeah. But I literally just got home, which is why I'm eating, so I apologize all of you that have to see that. But anyways, so we have so much though today. Like I think we have a pretty good show.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
there's so much to talk about, right, DX? So
yeah, exactly.
I want to jump into it, man, because I'm ready to get down. I've missed talking about this stuff with you guys.
Yes,
I need companionship. I need it. I'm surrounded by idols all day, every day, and staff, and it's like there's that superficial thing, you know, like I'm cool with them,
that barrier, yeah.
I can't do this, you know.
Exactly.
So I apologize, but I'm going to unleash a fury unlike no one has ever seen before on some of
God.
these topics.
Awesome.
No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I am
Awesome.
so hyped too.
Yes.
Like I have like multiple weeks of rants just built up inside of me. Like DX has heard some of it, Meta has heard most of it, but you know.
I need to hear a good rant. I want to hear a good Marabelli rant.
Well, yes. We're saving
yeah.
Eric rant. Exactly. We're saving AKB song for last, I would say. So
yeah,
Sure.
let's do that. That's
Yes.
probably a good idea.
Yeah, so let's jump right into it. However, we're going to start with SKE48's new song called あの頃の君を見つけた. I know Maru was really hyped about this song, so Maru, take it away.
Well, I would say like I love the goddamn song. It's really colorful. It's really idol-like, you know, really classical idol. It's really cute. But more so than the song being good,
The center,
I am
right?
hyped about the center being
same
good. He's 12, the youngest member among the Japanese 48 groups.
Wait, who was it?
Hayashi Mirei.
Oh, that's the young one.
Yes.
Yes, the youngest, and she is
She
amazing.
is good. She's really
I
good.
just was on a binge of watching her performing, just her clips, and she's so goddamn good. Like from what I gathered, Yurina really, really liked her a lot as well. Because what she has been doing is she does showrooms where she dresses up in costumes and then like learns and performs different AKB.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
songs. And she's just really cute, and she has really long hair, and she has this really wonderful smile that is just like infectious. It's so great. You can see it in the music video as well. And she's just perfect. I have nothing more to say. She's a great dancer. She has potential to be an absolute vocal powerhouse. She's already really good, and she's goddamn 12. I'd like to say this again. This girl is 12. How does SKE keep doing this? Like they
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
right?
Because wasn't Yurina 12 at the time as well when she was basically
11.
11 even, yeah. So I'm going to dare to say this. She's going to have the same trajectory as Yurina if she plays her card right. So
yes. And I would like to add, it's just not her that's really good, but her whole generation.
Yeah, the newest.
Really, really good. Like the 10th generation. Like I've been watching that, of course, while I was watching her performances. With that, I was also watching, SKE 10th generation performances, and the whole generation seems really damn solid. And that will honestly be really important for her, for her to really skyrocket. She needs a good, support. And she needs, those supporting characters. And I feel like that 10th generation will really be up for it.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Now, as for me, when I first heard the song, I was like, this is going back to the traditional idol song, which I've always liked. And then I saw the video, which also went back to how it all began. And I was like, this makes so much sense. And then I looked up who the center was, because for some reason, I couldn't keep my eyes away from her whilst watching the MV. And then I looked it up and discovered that she was basically from the newest generation within SKE48. And I was
She's still looking Tuesday.
Sorry?
still
Yeah,
a-
she's still a Kakegae at the moment as well. So it's like
Yep.
it's not like she's not an established member yet, but she's just a
Mm.
Kakegae. So I'm really curious to watch team.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm really curious to what.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Yeah,
So
yeah, well,
I'm
like,
so curious
I-
how it's going to go out from here. But if she plays her card right, she can become the next pillar, the successor for
Yeah.
Yurina, I would say, who can carry SKE48. And
Oh,
the
like,
song itself seems pretty solid for me as well. So hats off to it. Maria, you want to say anything?
like after I watched like 2 videos of her like solo performances, like I straight up said to Meta, like, why is this girl still a Genkyusei? Why? Like, in what world? What's the
This one?
reason? Yeah.
They'd love to do that. That's
yeah,
true.
true. Colin, your thoughts?
It just hit me as you were talking. Maybe because of the gimmick. Oh, it's a Genkyusei. Oh, let her be center. I don't know. Maybe they want to prolong on that. But that was a thought that I made before. Randy said for me. So I liked it. A very fun summer song, and it feels to me like it's been a while since I've had that where I'm like, yes, this feels like a summer song and one that I really like. I say really like. I think I really like the execution of it. More so. Is it a song that I will be playing a lot? No, but I do like it. It's visually very nice. I love the summer vibes. When they're on the beach, I like. The non-beach scenes where there's this odd yellow filter make me think of Frustration, but it's not as bad.
Yeah, true.
Those ones, but it felt like they were emulating like Sunset, but I don't know if that went as well. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't like that filter. But if it was set on a rainy day, maybe they made it yellow filter. I don't know. The filter was weird. I didn't like it. But that's the only thing visually I didn't really like about the MV. Really like the costumes. Love those colors. It was really great. The beach part was my favorite part. I really like that. And that's all I have to say about it. I did like it. I was not expecting it. I heard they dropped the 28th single or the announcement of it without a center again.
Yep.
It's a recent trend, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see it. I had no expectations. I was like, we'll see it. I'm not really that interested in SKE anymore, but I came out of it being more than content. So that's a fun surprise. So that's good. Yeah, thumbs up. I'm content, very content. So
I think I have to agree with Colin on that. It's not that the song is, mind-blowingly amazing, oh, this is the song of the century. But it's just that, yeah, exactly. The execution is so right. Like, there is nothing really to complain about, which in recent time with 48 Group,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
just happened. And not only is there nothing to complain about, there is plenty to praise, which is just,
Yeah,
Feels just
it's been a while since we were able to praise a song. It's been a
That's
while
also
since.
true.
Yeah. So Derek, your thoughts?
even though the last SKE song wasn't terrible,
Yeah, true.
just wanted to throw that out there. But still, doing good.
No, I
work.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so I mean, I'll give my critiques out of the way. So I didn't hear a hook. I didn't hear like that delicious hook that AKB songs and SK songs in the past had like in abundance. That's okay. It was a good song. There wasn't, I mean, it was missing the hook, but all the stuff around it, the way they presented it, the horns, it was so nostalgic. You're never gonna lose me with nostalgia. I mean, I like if they're gonna go backwards, because if you can't go forwards, at least go backwards and use what you know is gonna work. I'm okay with that. But I also feel like it's again, maybe there was a little bit more going on now that you guys were talking about the center being the youngest girl. I didn't realize that. I know who I know the name. I didn't realize that was her. I didn't make the connection. But SKE does kind of have a history of young 11 and 12-year-olds crushing the world.
Yep.
So I mean, maybe this could be Yurina 2.0. That would be amazing. And that gives me when you guys told me that, it's just my thinking about this MV into something where I look at it as a promise of the future, as something to think, well, maybe they're getting her and putting her in that position because they want to keep going for many, many more years. And like, they're seeing her as maybe carrying it because SK needs a successor. Yurina, I mean, how do you replace the queen, who is still the reigning queen, by the way?
Yeah,
I mean, as far as all the titles go. So, not bad. I like I said, I didn't hear the power hook, the thing I'm looking for, but I also don't think that's necessarily like the worst thing. MV itself was so much fun, as you guys pointed out. Yeah, the yellow filter kind of got on my nerves too a little bit. But so I'm with you there, Colin. But I would say it's okay with me because I think they're trying to appeal to like the youth of today. You know, the younger people that are doing
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Instagram filters and doing all that garbage, and like basically, they know what they're thinking about their market, I guess, or that could be my feeling. It's a feeling of youthfulness they were trying to do that, or just a bad camera guy decision there, which is rare for AKB and SKE and all those groups because they're
Yeah.
usually their MVs are top notch film quality, But overall wasn't bad. And so I think at least at the very least it's a reminder of summer, and the fact that it says Kenkyusei's MV, that's pretty darn cool. I'm not gonna criticize it much more than that because as somebody who's that young, I want to encourage and uplift. So I hope that this will be the start of something, and I hope maybe the next song or the next song will have that power hook. Like I said, all AKB all their families got to do is just hire a team or a person who's got that hook mentality and give it to us without trying to rely on past stuff. And I think we'll have the new revolution. We'll have the new generation. One final thing I want to say real quick. The only other issue I have is that I'm getting lost in a sea of faces of girls I don't know.
Yeah, true.
I
True.
just remember, there was a time when I could legit name almost every single girl in an MV because we knew them from so many shows and characters, and I mean, again, that's also because I have one foot in AKB's world and one foot out. I'm not completely immersed. If I was immersed, it probably wouldn't be an issue, but I feel that was the magic of the earlier generation. They were able to really nail you in just by their looks, by their personality. It like bled through the screen every MV. And like you want to know who Yuka was, you want to know who Marika was, you want to know who Yurina and Rina, the double Matsui were.
Yeah, exactly.
They just are Chirdy or that all of them. I could go down the list. So it's just I didn't quite feel that. I mean, maybe now because now it really stuck out with her hair, but in this MV. But again, that's not a bad thing either. I just think again the problems have been existing for the past couple years. They haven't quite fixed, but there's a glimmer here. There's something. I heard it. I heard it with you guys too.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. I'll take that.
I honestly agree that it's not like agree like this isn't a permanent solution. This
No.
isn't this doesn't really solve anything. This is it merely keeps the status quo going at the moment. Like recently with all the 48 group, it's like just a downward spiral. At least with this song, they put it just up. This didn't make it go downward.
Exactly. It's basically at the a full stop at the moment, and then just figure out how you continue from here on out. Basically,
like from here on, we can see how to go forward. We have an excellent center. We can see what could be done.
exactly.
Are they doing it? No, but it seems like they might have plans. And also about Mireille, it's what I remembered. It's like about Yurina's approval and the Yurina's graduation single. There was this one song, like with the unit Black Pearl, I think it was called. Change Your World was the song title, I think. That was all the members in it were like Yurina handpicked, and Mireille was in there as well.
Yeah, true.
So,
I remember that. Yeah.
Stamp of Yurina approval.
Exactly.
Very cool.
I just hope management is going to let their new center down because the center has so much potential. It's not even funny at this point. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Another artist that put out a new song was Tachi, which was called, let's take a look, Kakegae no Nai Sekai. I saw the performance live and it looked really good, and it really feels like Tachi is having so much fun right now. If you compare it to the Keyakisaka days, it's more like she opened up so much. But Maru, give us the details.
Honestly, the song isn't for me. It's like I love her to absolute bed, and the song is absolutely great, and she's performed amazing as always. But it's just the sound of the song. It's just not for me. There's nothing more to say. But I like DX said, she does look so much more happier. Like she looks like she is enjoying being on stage again, which we didn't see for a very, very long time. And honestly, in the end, that's all I want to see, her being happy. And she's doing really damn well. You know, appearing on shows, just what else is there to say? I goddamn love her. Everybody already knows that. Like, if I have to pick my all-time favorite female idol, it would be her. Like, she is the girl. And I am kind of sad that the song isn't for me, but it's still a good song, so I can't exactly ask her to custom
Okay.
songs for me.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and once again, she has producing credits on the song, which she also has had with Dance Nori.
Gotcha.
So then go.
Colin, your thoughts?
Actually, didn't watch it.
Ah. Okay.
I have
okay.
nothing.
Okay. Derek.
So like my thoughts is this. I'm with Maria. Like Tetsu's got a different visage. She's got a mien to her that I felt I hadn't quite seen before. The song wise, I mean, it's cool. Like I can get into it. Like if I was watching it there, like at the place, I think I would be affected more.
Oh. Right.
But the thing is, camera wise, the way they shot the live performance was really beautiful. I mean, the dancing's so on point, it's unreal. I like people who can dance, like because I can't dance at all. So like legit, I'm embarrassing to people when I'm around them, and I even try to dance. So it's just like, I mean, people like move away, So,
Oh.
but it's really funny. I mean, it's not funny. Sorry, it's really amazing when you see somebody like Techi. Again, her youth, everything we've seen her do. I mean, this is a girl who danced blindfolded,
Yep,
or like
exactly.
this is easy for her. So I was happy to see her just slot herself into what she knows and do it so darn well. So hook or no hook, I don't care about any of that. It was, as Maria said, it was nice to see her enjoying herself, showing off her moves. It looks like she had it. Was this like her first time she's been back in a while? I mean, she's been like on a break for a bit, yeah, or no? Am I wrong in that?
She hasn't released anything like
Yeah.
song-wise since Dance Nori. So
Right.
it has been a
Yeah.
while since she performed. But
So-
then again, she is also really busy with other things.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool that she can get into that, but again, it's like when you see somebody at the top of their craft and they're so young like she is, and on top of that, she's been through so much like she has. It's just great to see something like this. It's like, oh wow, like she's still got it. Like she's still continuing. Like there's so much more future for this girl. So I looked at it more like that as opposed to like what the actual song did for me, because again, there wasn't anything there for me personally. It's not the kind of music I listen to per se, but as a musician, I love all kinds of music, so I can get into it. Like it's not a problem for me. Like if it's not country music, I'm good. If it's country music, forget it. Anything else is okay.
Yeah. And I'd like to add is like this is the type of song. Like I said, she was involved in this,
Yeah.
so I assume she herself really loves that song. So in the end, my opinion really doesn't matter because I just want her to be happy. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
But she really shines right now at the moment again, and it's been a long time since we saw Techi just being happy, being on stage. Derek.
I mean, there is something to be said though. If we go back and we look at like
Yeah.
the stuff that made her so memorable, Dark Tetchy
Yeah,
was
true.
interesting. It is sort of a trend in music that a lot of the great music that's been made was done by tortured souls who off themselves or was into drugs to the point where they died from that, or they're just overall like going down this spiral, And there's some interesting music for me that I like when they're going down along the way, but they're putting out these signals via their music. That to me is the most interesting stuff in the world. That being said, there is a case for the opposite. There's a case for those that make beautiful, happy music, and you could still get something out of that. Like again, I never thought in a million years I would have liked AKB to the point where it changed my life to where I'm here now
Yeah, true,
working
yeah.
with idols. It was AKB that did that initially before I went to the Guso Drop show, and that really did it for me. But like AKB showed me you can listen to bright and good music and still get something out of it. Even though the first song I ever heard was Uza, and that's super dark. But like that was sort of like my gateway. But then when I heard like Everyday Katusha, Ponytail to Shishu, it was like Ogole Diamond. I'm like, oh, these songs are great. Like they have such power hooks. You can't help but not like them. And then when you hear it live and you see the stadium and all the mixing, that energy, that transfer of energy. That's what I'm looking for with idols most of the time. Is like, what song can you give me that's not just a performance, it's a transfer of energy between you to me, where I can give you my energy, you can give me yours. Hard to do in the pandemic because live events have completely changed due to the rules of coronavirus protection and stuff. But that being said, like Maria said, when you see somebody genuinely enjoying themselves on stage, how could you not like that? Like, you gotta have no heart to not like that. And I don't mean like that, like, you don't need to like the music or whatever. I mean, just in general, can't you be happy for somebody that's happy for a change? Especially Dark Tetchy,
Yep.
showing us a little bit of Bright Tetchy. Freaking not bad. Not bad. I'm actually
Exactly.
pretty positive today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Sorry.
Who are you and what did you do to the real Derek?
Oh,
No, I know, right?
wow.
It's because I hung out with idols for the past 5 hours. Like I hung out with my favorite idols of all, like right now in my life. They're my most favorite. So I'm pretty happy right now. They transfer a lot of good energy.
Yes. Continuing on, we also have Team SH that
Ooh.
released that performed their recent original
Another
song.
live performance.
Another live performance, so no MV yet, even though there is a teaser, but sadly no release date. Team SH song is called Qian Xiao Ling. I was really thrown off because I had to use the Chinese pronunciation, not the Japanese, so it really threw me off. But
Very cool.
the song itself, it really feels like really upbeat, really EDM-y, whilst at the same time Chinese style as well. But it's really up tempo. I really like it, and I have to listen to it at least once per day, basically, because it gets me hyped for some reason. But those were my thoughts. Colin, how about you?
Nothing has really changed. I talked about it last time because I saw it during the Asia Festival. I was like, hey, this is interesting. I sort of like this. I want to see more. Is there an MV? No, there's not an MV because a little weird. We still don't have an MV. I said, if the MV is out, I'm going to watch it. I've subscribed to the SH channel, so I know and see right away when they do. I thought they did, but it was another MV, so I got a little disappointed. But I'm still looking forward to it. I still enjoy the song for the similar reasons that the X listed. And I really hope that we would have had the MV for this episode, just for the sheer fact that it would just add to the list of topics and it would be very fun to talk about. But alas, that's not the case. But I hope next time we have it. I hope by the end of August somewhere that we get it. I hope it will be long, but you never know. So still like it. Looking forward to the MV.
Mari, your thoughts?
I think I talked about this last time as well, but I will talk about it happily again. It's really targeted at the current Chinese market. It, because the Chinese market at the moment really is going all in on the traditional sound made modern. It's really, really popular and has been for a while now, and I don't think it's going away anywhere. Mainly because I think the Chinese government really approves of it.
Yeah,
So
true.
it's probably here to stay, and idols especially love it because Chinese government is kind of against idols. So just balance it out. Let's make the music Chinese government likes. And it also has rap break, which really suits C-pop. They love rap in China, so that is also really good. And the song itself is just good. Yeah, the song itself is just good. And the sound is like really unique to China, which is, Team SH. Sell who you are, which they are doing with this. I really like it. Yeah.
Okay. Derek, your thoughts?
Yeah, so this was a massively pleasant surprise because the reason so there are a couple things to dissect. First of all, everything that they're doing about this song works. They're tapping into like an Asian scale there. It's some kind, I forget the name of the scale, but it's a very common scale in Asia, like particularly China. But I felt they manipulated the notes enough that it actually made me interested in it. The verse is where it really shines because it has that like aching, whispery verse that you don't hear too often in Idol, which is great. The chorus, the big EDM build up to the chorus. The chorus was where it left me slightly lacking, but the thing is, it still worked. It built on that that scale that they were using, where that it's very like, oh, like this is an Asian song. But to me, the two things that really made it stand out was one, that rap part in the middle. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where did that come from? I was like, oh, did this just become K-pop? But in the best possible way, because what they did right after it, this is the second thing that really impressed me and why I like it and why it works, is because they slotted it right before the catch-up. Because right after that, they go into a catch-up part before they go back into the rest of the song. That is genius. That's not easy to do musically at all. And on top of that, I wasn't looking at it as Maria was looking at it from like how this is fitting the Chinese market. I didn't even think of that actually. But from an idol perspective, this sort of represents a modern feel to idol, and you can borrow from K-pop. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't. And I don't particularly have a problem with it, especially if you're going an EDM route. A lot of K-pop songs tend to be EDM. So therefore, if you want the best in EDM right now, they're pretty much doing it. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that I was very impressed with. Before I go on, what do you want to say, Maria? Go ahead.
I'd like to say, like, this isn't borrowing from K-pop. This is what C-pop is like. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I don't have a stake in that. I couldn't even tell you because I don't listen to C-pop. But if you're telling me that, I believe you. But do you kind of hear the comparisons though a little? I mean, with the rap part and
because with C-pop, I would say it is much closer to K-pop than it is to J-pop. Because and a lot of the top Chinese idols were trained in Korea.
Ah, well, what about that verse section though, with the whispery, like aching verse? Is that C-pop style or?
Oh, I would say like that is definitely C-pop style, but I also think it's quite unique to them. Like not unique to them, but it's quite unique to this song.
Okay, gotcha. Because I never heard anybody quite do it like that. I mean, there is this idol group, this Chica idol group that really was a huge inspiration in my life. And when I was a fan of idol, I went and see them a lot, called Kakegae Terra Architect. And the main girl from it, Nonanamura, now her name's Aku-chan. I actually ended up doing her photo book, and like we're very close. But they did a lot of that. They did a lot of EDM parts where they had verses where they actually whispered. We called it whispercore here in Idol. Like there's actually groups that do it so much it's called whispercore. And I never quite heard it done in other areas, other people, like in other world stages. It makes me want to listen to more C-pop. If they have like rap sections like that and like they're blending Asian feel to it, like I can dig that. But I gotta be honest, those two girls that busted out that rap were freaking amazing. Like they were on point. Like they were on point. And it just, the song correctly built up to it. I mean, overall, I have to be honest, like that's definitely one of the best songs I've heard that carry the AKB name. Honestly, like I don't think I've heard a song quite that well constructed in a long time from anybody carrying the AKB banner, because it just worked and it moved me, and it's EDM, which is I'm gonna go for in most cases. I really well done.
It's a great song that is really loudly C-pop. I would say, like really loudly C-pop.
Yeah, it just hit me. That middle part came out of nowhere, and it slotted so perfectly after the chorus to go into the catch-up. And before they go into a catch-up, it became its own part, almost like a second verse even, which is probably what they were trying to make it as. And I don't know, construction-wise on a song level, that's unbelievable. And they did it so effortlessly. I didn't even feel like I was taken out of the song. That's crazy.
Yeah. In that case, if you like this kind of a sound, definitely check out C-pop. Like
I have to, yeah.
Especially with girls, like the boys. The trend is like being like really tough and strong, but at the same time being like really delicate and still feminine.
Interesting.
And,
wait, okay. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
And like
go ahead, please.
And androgyny overall is really in as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, so I have a question for you. Before I get into that, it's interesting you say that about androgyny. I've actually kind of came across one of the very first idols I've ever seen in the Chica world that's doing the androgyny thing. And she's pretty, I guess she now is pretty badass. Like, I mean, really powerful in a very powerful group. So I wonder if there's that connection that they're trying to say, hey, look, maybe androgyny is sort of it's not something we should look down on. You can be powerful and strong. You can still do everything everyone else does. I don't know. I don't know enough about that world to talk about it. Yeah. What do you think? God, sorry.
I really don't know why it. I really don't know why it is so popular either, to be honest. But it's like
Interesting.
if you look at some of like the popular groups, like a group made from a survival show once again called D9, a girl group, actually has two androgynous members whose entire gimmick thing throughout the show was that they were tomboys. Like I'm not.
Okay.
I don't like. They didn't even like for the group uniforms. They didn't even wear skirts. They had shorts instead. Like
Interesting.
Okay.
and like two of them made it. Like there was I think like 6 or so on the show that were like that, and 2 of them made it into the group. So like it's clearly a thing that resonates with the Chinese people.
I did have a question for you too to go back to this, and this is actually I'm gonna open up to Colin and DX as well.
Yeah.
Do you listen to this song? Do you think mainland Japan AKB units could benefit from this? Could we hear that in a future like SKE and MB song? NMB I could see doing it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they should kind of look at their sisters or their cousins in China there and be like, huh, they got something, and then maybe try to borrow from that? What do you guys think about that? Start, Maria, you give me your thoughts first.
Oh, I think they should really look into like old traditional Japanese sounds and incorporate them music. Because it's not like this has been a trend just in China. It's been a thing in Thailand, and CGM incorporated it. So it's like, why not bring it over to Japan? Start a trend.
True.
Be like, go, this has started a trend elsewhere. Let's start this trend here and be at the forefront. I think they should do it.
To be quite
Colin?
honest, Colin.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, to be honest, I don't think it can hurt to take a look around at the international groups, because right now, even though AKB is restarting again, it never hurts to have more sources for inspiration, I would say. So I would say, since you're restarting and experiment a lot more, I would say, so do it with the coupling songs or even with the next song after this one. So I would say, go for it.
But what I'm asking though really is like, can you hear it being the future? As in like, in the past it was all trumpets and glaring horns and the brightness that we've heard. Like, can you hear this being the new model?
I can
all
see it
future
happen.
songs?
I can see it happen, yeah, since Japan itself has lots of traditional instruments and the like as well. So I can see it happen, actually, yeah.
Interesting. And then Colin.
You say model, but prior to that, I was like, yeah, maybe they can try for one, but model, I'm not really sure. I would say that SKE, as we've talked about, trying with a new center, which is a Kenkyusei, and also NMB was doing different things in general. Those two I could see adapting something like that. Maybe if it is really, really popular and does so well, they maybe want to try their hand at that. If it's going to happen, it's rather later than sooner, that I do think, because it seems they are always late in that kind of regard. AKB, I don't see happening. I don't know. I think they're rather doing their own thing, which I use very loosely.
Yeah, true.
Though it wouldn't hurt to try once. But again, I think that would be rather later than sooner. But as a model, it's one of those things. Let me see what they give with their first try, and then we'll see from there.
Okay. Yeah, what I was saying though, maybe not so much a model then. Yeah, this is really good points. Like, okay, for SKE's place, for example, I would love to see a 1, 2, 3, 4 Yoroshiku, but like maybe a little bit of this sort of version of it, like where there's a little bit of madness going on, like unpredictability. The NV would match it, but it would also retain that youthful energy like that NV had. That kind of told me SKE is so different than AKB, because that NV in particular really helped me distinguish SKE from AKB. So what I'm thinking is, could one of the mainland groups think, oh, we can take from these elements and make that our thing. So when you hear us, it's us. And that's what I'm curious about.
And I feel like I think too many people don't really understand that just because a song has traditional elements doesn't mean it has to have a certain vibe to it. You can have traditional elements with any kind of vibe. You can have a cute song with traditional elements in it.
Yep.
I think it's just a matter of adapting the sound, and I guess that can be a bit difficult to do. But once again, it's if you want to do it, you can do it.
Very cool. Interesting. Okay. Question. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Continuing on to the, I would say, main event of this show, I would say the newest release from AKB48, It's been such a long time, but the newest release is Nemo Hamo Rumor. Colin, take it away. You start out.
Oh, okay. Ooh, interesting. I was not expecting that. So right out of the gate, Shitsuru and Arigato. The one thing I did not like were the costumes. Well, okay, I didn't think Zuki did stand out either, or stood out either, but the costumes I did not really like. These I like fundamentally a little bit more because I like black and white, but I do think that Shitsuru and Arigato's costumes were more unique, as weird or ugly they were, as opposed to these generic-looking ones. Because I did not see the there's no MV. I did not see the performance up until like an hour ago before we did this. So I only saw those costumes and I was like, I've seen this before. Too generic looking. And I still stand by that. It's just, not really standing out with the costumes. And I find costumes very important. So it's like, that didn't really work for me. It's too bland for me. But the rest of so I saw the performance. I was hesitant to watch it because I normally don't like to. I rather watch everything once, with the MV. So my opinion is overall consistent and set in stone, more or less, or whole in a way. So I only go via this performance. I was expecting to hate it. I don't, but I can't say I like it either. It is. It took me a while to really. It was so odd of an opinion that I had, where I didn't really feel anchored in a specific way that tailors to me when I usually have these opinions. Up until I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like Sustainable, where it's kind of boring to me, but not in an unpleasant way. It's like, it's not really doing it for me all that much. Not really my style. And that's where Sustainable, it had the same thing where it's like, I don't dislike it in any way. It just doesn't stand out to me. I don't really remember it. Even though it was fine, maybe too generic, Sustainable. I wouldn't say this is too generic, but not all that interesting to me. As opposed to, say, Shitsuru and Arigato, which was more of a soft like. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, that's where I stand. Because I was expecting not to like it, but it wasn't. That wasn't the case. Fortunately, I was like, oh, no, please not, no. But it was fire. I really liked the energy. That was really great. Though the dancing was too chaotic for me. Was too all over the place. Though it fits, but the choreography was just too chaotic, and I can't really enjoy that. Also, Yoyahan with the beret, awesome, fantastic, love that. So one of those. See that the costumes, as much as I don't really like them, that beret just saved Yoyahan for me in that sense. It had nice energy. Okana is a better fit for this song style than Jabaja. Which was a miscast. Had Zuki been center for this, I would say this is a miscast. But it works, so that's good. It's at least it's not a miscast like Jabaja was. But it's not something that I inherently dislike, but not something I inherently like. I have seen a lot of positive things about it from people, so that's good. But it's more, I don't hate it, but do I see myself listening to it? No, other than checking out the MV, which I'm not sure what the MV will be like, but that maybe is more wishful not thinking, if that makes sense, as in I'm not hoping it will be what I think it will be, because I don't think that will work for me all that much. It's a really interesting opinion for me, compared to, say, Shitsuru and Arigato, which was the last one. It's I'm not comparing it, just using it as reference really for myself and to present my opinion. As opposed to, which is another thing to describe it as, like, Jiraiya Days was boring to me. I actually forgot that it's a song. That's not good. And because the AKB ones, I know when they get released, like in the last 5 years. So if I forget one, that's not good. Especially because I've been there. I was there to meet them, to see it. So it's weird for me to forget it. It's like not knowing the MCU order or like Walt Disney 2D animation. Like, I know the order when they were released. I just know that. But yeah, it's like it's fine. I fortunately have nothing particularly bad to say about it, other than it's just not really doing it for me, but not in a way that it's like, that I won't say. It's more like, good job, but no thanks.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Can I go next?
Maru, how about you?
I want to go next because I feel like my opinions are pretty much opposite to Colin's.
For it.
Like, let's start with the one thing that I agree with. The choreography is chaotic. I love the choreography, although there are some parts where I'm just like, could have toned it down a bit. Like, just like in the first verse, I think they went in a bit too hard, bit too quick. And then it's like the start of the chorus where they do that jumping move. I always laugh when I see it because it looks like a Fortnite dance.
Yeah.
It's
I know
like,
you mentioned it.
this is a Fortnite
Yeah.
dance.
Oh
What
god.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But otherwise, I love the choreography, especially like the breakdown where they're doing the hand choreo.
Yeah, the head choreo.
Absolutely
Oh.
And choreo.
amazing. I could watch that on loop forever. It's so good. Absolutely amazing. I even have been joking with Meta that they should like do this thing where they make every generation of AKB like learn it and do it together. Just, as a team building exercise. And like, can you imagine if they at one point have like a big concert again? And then like they have the whole group do that part together?
Oh
How
wow.
badass that would be. Just oh my god, I would
Yeah.
love that.
If I were to
And
compare it, it would be something like World Order or something like that. I'm not sure if you.
and then what else? Oh, the costumes. I like the costumes. Yes, they are generic, but I like them despite it. Not even despite it. I think this isn't a generic costume. That's kind of a school outfit. That is an ageless costume.
Mhm.
That kind of costume. It never gets old. It never gets stale. A group could wear school outfits for their whole career, and it would not get old, in my opinion. That's just
Senior citizens would fit too.
Oh.
It's like school uniforms are ageless, but then I'm like, how about senior citizens?
Yeah, I don't see my
I
grandma.
really-
Yeah, no.
I mean, my K-pop standards would have to actually agree because there is this show, Knowing Brothers, where they have old ass celebrities in school uniforms, and it does not look awkward. So I guess it works out. And also, the front line is perfect.
Yep.
They're Nachan
Mm.
center, perfect cast. Hee-chan wing, Team 8 Yui wing, perfect. Team 8 Yui, isn't that actually her first senbatsu, and she just straight to the front line, which I mean is a great decision considering this song is.
But she works for the
dance
song.
focused.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
The song is
She
dance
does.
heavy, so yeah, it makes sense to have her.
She really
Totally.
sticks out in a good way as well. Like throughout the song, at multiple times I was like, "Oh, she looks really good with that headband." Like,
Mhm.
yes,
Yep.
I really liked her in this, and of course, Hee-chan. Yes, thank God. Like and I'm so thankful it's Nachan Center because we all were so terrified it would be Suki. Mainly because we are talking later about this AKB show with that has Nogisaka in the title.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I might the Nogisaka in the title, and at one point they just like flashed up a picture in the first episode that was just Sashi, Hachan, Suki.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a inside
And
meme.
we
Oh.
were just like, oh god, this means Suki's gonna be center, doesn't it?
Yep.
Because how can you just push a girl that hard to put her next to Sashi and Achan and then not have her as a center? When in
Yeah.
this case, I am glad for AKB's weird stupidity. Just like, thank God it wasn't Suki center. Although I am kind of sad she wasn't first line. I think she should have been first line. Because, if you're gonna push a girl, please push a girl. Just push her properly, please.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah, but then again, I can't be too mad because the first line is kind of perfect. So I don't know where you would put Suki in there, who you would take out and put Suki in. But I really like the song. It's fun. The only criticism really is, calm down a bit with the choreo. I love that it's choreo focused, but I think they went in a bit too hard with that. They went like, oh, this has to be really choreo heavy. So let's make it all out, and not realizing that even if something is really difficult, sometimes you just have to take a step back, take a breather. Let the people watching give them a second to realize what is actually going on, what just happened, and get used to it. But other than that, I really love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. For me personally, I actually didn't know what to expect. It was more like they released the Senbatsu list, but
And a name.
and a
title.
name, and that's it. And then there was this YouTube account that started. They basically guerrilla marketing on Twitter, basically. So you can expect this, and you can expect this, and then
Yeah.
on Gakuni you can expect this to happen. It was supposed to be a rumor, but it became apparent it was just guerrilla marketing at this point. So it's more
Rumor,
like, yep. But come to Ongakuni, the show, I streamed it and I was like, I don't know what to expect, and I went in open-minded. and I wasn't expecting them to go all out like this for their first return.
Yeah,
To be
fair.
quite honest, it was like, if I were to compare it, it was basically like AKB woke up mad, basically, and they wanted to go and just
Yeah.
set the record straight
Cool,
again
yeah.
that they are actually capable dancers and the like. And as for the song itself, it was really I love the energy, and it's something that helps me wake up in the morning most of the time. And sometimes it was more like, yeah, I wasn't expecting this, but I do like it. And dance wise and the center wise, everything makes such sense. To have the Santa Nachan have a wing with two competent dancers in Hee-chan and Team 8 Yui. All in all, I think this one is really solid. So yeah, this one is really solid for me. I really quite like it. I really like it. Last,
Mm.
last but not least, Derek, go for it.
Yeah. Wow. You guys all had such really good comments. So I so it's like this. Like to me, okay, that dance move they do right when the chorus gets in, where they're, I don't even know, what do you call that? Like, what is that?
A clown jump for Fortnite times.
Yeah,
Or-
like I just feel like I got transported like 60 years in the past, and I'm watching like one of those black and white versions of dancing on TV or something, and that's like some old like 60s like beep. I don't know. It just I was like, really? Okay. But here's the thing, it made me remember it. So I'm like, well, maybe that's not so bad. I don't know if I remembered it for the right reason, but you know what I mean? It's like it's just
Confusing.
yeah. But then here's the weird part. They go from that into like the tutting, the tutting, and I was blown away by the tutting. Like that was so on point, perfect. And I'm like, how do you go from this, like, I can't decide whether to laugh my butt off at this or actually think, oh, this move that's kind of smart, to, oh, this is ridiculously amazing. I wish they would have like reversed it so the chorus was the tutting. I don't know, it would have worked. But so there was, my brain was so confused watching it. That being said, dancing was so on point, it was unreal. I mean, when you have Nachan as a center, you have Hita. I mean, come on, you're gonna have amazing dancing. I would, that's to be expected. But they were so in sync on that live performance. I'm just like, I don't even want to know how long they practice for that. I don't even want to know. I cannot. The tutting, that is not easy to do. And so, I mean, like, that is really not easy. I used to watch was it America's Best Dance Crew on MTV like years ago, and like they always had dudes and girls like tutting, and they would talk about that, and like how, like, that's gets very complex. That actually show these groups like trying to do it, and it's just, you got to be on point. You cannot miss a second of that dance move, or you throw everybody off. And I didn't notice anything. So kudos to AKB for that. Song wise, I feel like this song is just another attempt at AKB trying to be high tension. It's just, to me, high tension had the hook. High tension had the disco dance thing. Dun 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 dun. I can still remember. I haven't listened to it in years. But the thing is, that had that hook. That had the difference. Like, they took the disco theme and they made it AKB. They had that magic je ne sais quoi quality to it, and it's like, this song doesn't have that. It's there, it's cool. It has a confusing dance move for my brain, followed by an incredible dance move that my brain really likes. You got the best of the best in the group doing it, but again, it just comes down to songwriting with AKB. It's just, when you want to be high tension, give me high tension part 2, but this isn't it. Like, it's good, it's not bad. I could listen to the song, I can enjoy it. I can't remember the hook. So that tells me all I need to know. Versus high tension one time. You just instantly get it. Again, I hate to be a broken record with all these songs. I hate to keep bringing it up, but this is the number one problem with AKB. That, and the number 2 problem is they're just a faceless crowd to me. A lot of them, like, I just have nothing to learn about the girls with outside of the occasional random show they do, and that's it. So I think those two things need fixed, and then we're gonna see an explosion of AKB once again because idols are still going strong here. That's not gonna end. So go ahead, Maria.
Honestly, like I would like to add to this, like this sea of faceless girls. I would on this place. I think I'm gonna piss off a lot of people with what I say right now. And while management is definitely the number one culprit, I think the members are a big part of the blame as well. Not that they are
Sure.
good, but also are the members putting in the effort?
Right.
Are the members like really pushing themselves? How many of them, are sitting down and going, "Let's make a battle plan here. How do I become the girl? Like I have to become the girl. How do I do that?" It's just like it's what, and especially like the less popular members, like what are they doing that they are so busy that they can't, I don't know, practice practice dancing an hour more, practice singing an hour more, that they can't that they can't be on showroom daily, that they can't be on showroom with other girls daily, that they can't be, pushing themselves to be more, to do more. Because the peak girls back in the golden days, they would be, on a music show, on a variety show, on AK Bingo, filming 1,000 things, and they could do it. So what are these girls doing? That they don't have the time. And honestly, it feels to me that a lot of the members have given up. They think I can't do anything, and like I would like have like to contrast Hee-chan here, for example. Like me and Meta were joking that she's doing everything that me and her have been talking AKB members should be doing if they want to do, be the one. Is like for the Nemo Hamo Rumor performance, Hee-chan was actually the first one there. Out of all the members, she was the first one there. And, if you're the first one there, you can practice. You can also, go talk to the staff there, make connections and all that. She has also been doing quite a few showrooms. She has been appearing on showrooms with other girls, which is also something to promote yourself with. And I honestly just feel like what AKB really needs right now is like a bunch of girls sit down and make a battle plan and go like, "Oh, who do I want to be? I want to be shipped with this other girl." Or it's just like, "Oh, I'm really close to this one girl, but the fans don't know about it. How do I get the fans to know about it?" Like at the moment, there's this one AKB girl who does do daily showrooms, who has gotten popularity with that. That she does a showroom every day at the same time, which is, and that has shown if you put effort in, it works. And I honestly feel like at the moment, most AKB girls aren't putting that effort in. And of course, that's on management as well for not creating an environment where they feel like, that helps. But still, and the girls who are putting effort in are mostly putting it into, solo promotions with Yukere in with her solo music. She's really working hard on that, and that's great. But, for AKB, we need members who are willing to put in a lot of effort and time into the group. That doesn't mean that, it's just the members. Oh God, the management is fucking awful,
Yep.
But I feel like too many people excuse the members and just blame management.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, you got to look at it like this. I was just talking about this with somebody who's been in the idol world a long time, and we actually had this kind of similar discussion the other day. How like there's so many idols today that are riding the coattails of the hard work of the idols that came before them, and so it's like when you want to be an idol, AKB idol, and you audition now, you're entering a system that's been well established, well documented, and all the grinding has been done. But I don't know if the girls that come into that realize you're not just an AKB member, you're responsible for the future of this group, because before you know it, this group's going to be done because there's no innovation, there's no one cares anymore. So the grinding's got to be 30 times more harder than what those girls did at the beginning, believe it or not, because it's harder to do it twice. Lightning strikes once, that's one thing, but lightning striking twice is a whole other thing. And I don't even want to use the term lightning because it's more like the golden age, they killed themselves for this. They suffered for this, and we saw it, and they put out so much content on every platform imaginable that you were bound to see something that made you connect with the girls. Like I'll never forget watching, the one random video of Tani Marika and Yukirin and what's her name? The other real funny one. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking. They're all sitting there.
Chili?
No. It was Nishino Miki.
Oh,
And
Oh,
and they're all sitting there and they're playing this game where you have to like I think it's like pull something out of a barrel and the monkey. And do you remember the monkey flew?
Mhm.
It flew out and I think it hit Yukaren. Yukaren went backwards. Her shoe flew and then it hit or no, it hit Tani's shoe. Tani's shoe hit Yukaren right in the face or something.
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And then the people that filmed it, they kept playing it in slow motion, and so it got more funnier. And so it's like you had just every week, every day, sometimes you had stuff like that coming out of the AKB universe. Yeah. It's not happening now, and a lot of that is the grinding of the girls. They gotta get out there. They gotta do stuff. They gotta be funny. They gotta be interesting. Dance a little more. Learn a little more. And I don't see that either. I agree.
And of course, it's like it's management isn't providing them anymore the means to create those funny moments. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. YouTube channels exist, showroom it exists. You can do it. You just have to put in that little bit more work. And sure, the girls could say, "Oh, I don't know video editing." Then go and learn. There are courses online. There are other members who will probably be willing to help you. Oh, I don't know how to take pretty social media pictures. Then go learn. Go ask Keaton or something,
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like here I would also like to say like that new SKE center. She did do showrooms, really fun ones that made her stand out. And it's just like, and like I could just imagine it like, I don't know, the latest generation of AKB, they sat down and thought like, okay, we want to be popular as this generation. What should we do? And then, I don't know, made a schedule of like when they're going to do showrooms. Every day, somebody, at least one person from this generation is going to do a showroom, and they are going to appear together on those showrooms. And they aren't just going to sit and talk. They're going to play games, maybe. Maybe this one showroom, like all of them are going to appear and they're going to play Mafia all together. Or maybe, maybe next week, some of them are going to appear and maybe do each other's makeup and, goof off and do it, escalate and start getting revenge on each other. And then maybe, go a bit further and go, what kind of character do you think you could have? Oh, I think I could do an excellent airhead, So, and of course, this isn't about, faking it. It's about enhancing your natural attributes, showcasing a bit more of what you want your fans to see and showing a bit of less of what you don't want them to see. Like, that's just how it works. That's what it's all about. And, they just need to make a fucking battle plan. Oh, I'm swearing again.
Easy.
Yeah, like it's just put in that effort. It isn't easy. I agree, but if you wanted to make it, then it's never easy. The main girls didn't make it by sitting and waiting for management to hand them, hand them the success. Imagine if, like, at the moment, a bunch of AKB girls went out on the streets busking. Of course, not at the moment they can't, but if when it comes up again, if they just went out busking, let's do a guerrilla concert, just us. I think that could go, they could be doing so much that they aren't doing. And that's on the members. It's on the management that they are providing the space for the girls and making it so much harder for the girls. But it's not as if the girls are trying that hard either.
Yeah, I mean, the Chica world has the same problem too, because BIS, basically everybody wants to be BIS, and or they want to be Bish, or they want to be these other groups that have seen all the success in the Chica world, and so you get thousands of groups, and that's not an exaggeration, thousands that have the same sound, same image, same style, and it just becomes this wallpaper of unfamiliarity because they all look, feel, and act the same. Occasionally, like, you'll see a girl that like sticks out or whatever, but I mean, it's been a problem in the Chica world as well. But I always go back to this, and I think you guys will agree with me on this. AKB documentary, Seibu Dome didn't go as well as they.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. I know exactly where you're going. Yes.
Takamina walks out to Akipi, and basically apologizes for the mistake. And then what did those girls do after that? They went out in that parking lot till those lights went out. They couldn't even see each other. Yep. And they rehearsed, and then what did they do the next day? They almost died. They legit almost fell, like legit put their lives in danger in order to give a better show. Like, you saw the backstage chaos. You saw Yuko-tan. She didn't even know who she was. You had idols just dropping everywhere. I mean, legit, it was murder. but they wanted it. And now you got these girls that are taking that AKB banner today because they get hired by AKB staff. Are they respecting that culture? Are they even given an opportunity to have it? I think for an idol group like AKB to be good, you got to have what Maria said. You have to have personal responsibility to make this your group like those girls did. But you also got to have good songs. I mean, AKB could have did all that if they wanted. They had crappy songs. No one would have cared.
Nobody's denying the management is shit. Yeah, nobody's denying that.
The management's got to give them a lot more opportunities. There's got to be more just the massive amount of stuff that came out was unreal back then. I mean, you had so many programs. I understand budgeting, but instead of hiring some dummy to try to write the next big hit, I would spend that money to hire a real good like genius type who probably is going to charge you a lot because he just wants to get his creative vision out to really give you guys like the next sound, and then spend whatever money you can on putting out as much MVs, as much YouTube, whatever. There's so much you can do even on a budget, and then really find the girls and get the quality girls in there that are going to be super funny. Like Imomomo, I just did their online checky session. They got Yukaren. Yukaren's so funny, and she really carries the whole group. Like somebody asked her, I think I forget, like what kind of famous musician she'd want to be or something, and she's like, I want to be Lady Gaga, and then she started doing like one of Lady Gaga's songs, and then Yui, the center of Imomo, was like, hey, get up, you should do Lady Gaga, and you should stand up and sing and dance, and she's like, oh, I can't, and then like as she was like pretending like she didn't want to do it, she hurried up, stood up real quick, and started doing this like funny lady. It was not Lady Gaga at all, but it was like her version of it. She was trying to sing it, and I literally had tears in my eyes laughing because it was so funny. Little things like that, you'll remember forever. You know what I'm saying?
But DX and Colin, what do you think about like this?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
To be quite honest, I hope some of the girls, the unknown girls, I would like to see them perform in live houses and like in Shimokitazawa or something like that, just to put themselves out there. Even though it's not a big stage, at least you're putting yourself out there, and that's what I'm missing at the moment. Just go to a live houses in like Shimokitazawa or something like that, and just perform the songs, even treat it as a extra rehearsal or something like that. But that's the main thing I'm missing at the moment, because outside of the current Senbatsu, I don't see a whole lot of the newer generations, I would say. So there still needs a lot of work to be done, and nowadays I'm not sure in how and what way, if there's any restriction, but create a YouTube channel and just put yourself out there to the whole world, I would say as well. I mean, Yoshida Akari started with a YouTube channel, and basically that channel delivered her basically NMB Senbatsu and AKB Senbatsu as well. So it's not like you can't do it. Just if you want the blueprint, just use Yoshida Akari trajectory. But that's what I'm missing at the moment from the newer AKB members, I would say.
Yeah. Colin, what do you think?
I agree with the intention. It is something that has been talked about on this show for a long time, and it's still valid to a certain degree. And I agree with that sentiment. I don't have any particularly more to add to that. I think there's nowhere to go but up, and I think you can always try more, try harder, try more. I think one of those minor things that I've always seen AKB as more of as a summer job and not as a real job. So it's one of those things, if you're a little lax in that regard with the summer job, it's not the worst as long as you are with your real job. And I'm not saying that AKB is not a real job, but it's more summer job and more of an internship. I've even said that it's more like an internship. So it's not really for me to say that I don't think they should, but they also should not either. I think they should definitely try, but you need to have something given to you in order to do that. But you can, of course, try from yourself and do things on your own. But I think it's one of those things where I think logistically there's just so much that is holding them back in a way for no reason whatsoever. I will add that. And they just, or maybe don't want to. That's also a reason. It depends on what they do outside of their work. it's
I would,
not a concrete opinion, but it's more. I do agree with the intention that they
I would
definitely should try more.
about the summer job, like think it's like it would be okay if they had a handful of girls for who it was for who it is a summer job, then it would be fine. But if it's the majority of the members, then it becomes a half-time idol group, with that has half-time idols in it who aren't that serious about being idols or entertainment or being in the industry, who are also feel like, oh, it doesn't really matter how I do here, I'm gonna do something else afterwards. And it's okay if there are a few girls like that, just show on feel the theater stages, so to say, but at the moment I feel like there is way too many girls like that.
It's just the way that I see it. I'm not saying that they are treating it like
Yeah.
that. I see AKB as
Yeah.
more as an internship, a summer job, and not as a concrete job thing. Like say being an actor. What Mayu, weird example that comes to me, did, or someone better, Sayane, who continues to do more or less. I'm not really 100% sure, but that's the idea that the thought that I had, that like that. That is
I guess
more
I could
job-ish.
I could kind of agree that if you are an idol in AKB, then AKB isn't the entirety of your job. It's just a
No.
facet of your job,
Yeah.
and there should be a lot more to fill out that 100% of the job. So I guess I can agree to that point that it's not a full job, but it is something that I feel like they should take seriously, because it's what will yeah. And like in that, I really have high hopes for Hee-chan, because at the moment I feel like AKB has no proper leader. It's there is Mion, but she isn't really pushing the members. She isn't really, well, we don't exactly know everything she's doing,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
but still. And like just the fact Hee-chan arrived on the set before Mion speaks volumes to me. Like how much work Hee-chan is willing to put in. Like
I
just
think
Very
the
well
Mion is
put.
absent. Isn't she? Oh no, is she back from her COVID hiatus? I forgot. She was
And
not there with the new show. She was at home. I thought there was something, but I forgot where. She's back. Even
honestly with
so,
Hee-chan, honestly with Hee-chan, it just speaks volumes that she's even staying in the group. It just speaks volumes about how much she loves the group, and it just says a lot to me. I just wish better for AKB.
Well, this hope. Well, for now, let's just hope everything goes up from from here on out. Even though
Sure.
the first impressions of the songs were good, there's always room for improvement.
always, yeah.
Yes. So I would say recommendations. Anyone got that? Anyone got
There's
any
one
recommend?
other thing that we can briefly more or less talk about
Oh yeah,
before we go to
Since
recommendations.
we are
go for it.
already on a depressing show.
Yeah.
It is a graduation announcement, one which was surprising. I don't know. The reception is
The
negative.
reception might be surprising. Yeah, I completely forgot about the graduation. Sorry about that. Colin, go for it.
So very recently, on the 23rd of July, NGT, that group, they're still around. Ogino Yuka announced graduation, and I don't want to say it's funny what the reception is. I don't want to use the word funny. It is when I see the reception of her announcing graduation, it's more of a consistent bye, bye, goodbye, farewell, if we just say bye. And I'm not really on that boat. And Yuka was never really someone I had an interest in, but I can't deny that she really tried and really did her best and had luck. I think it's more luck, but hey, that's not a topic. But it's like, out of all the members in NGT, if someone there were two that I could see, bringing NGT sort of back if AKS, still AKS, not the same name, but I still call them AKS, really want to keep NGT and still do stuff with them, disregarding everything, it would be Yuka as well as Honma Hinata. And I like her more. She has more of a flair to her that I like. But it's not what I want to say is that I'm not saying goodbye, good, you're gone. Not with her. Have I never felt that before? No, but I need to really dislike someone to feel that way. And with NGT, it's always a weird topic. You bring that name up, and
Yeah, exactly. It's more like, ooh.
there's so much baggage. There's so much baggage, which I don't keep in mind for things like that. That's not to say I'm completely dismissing it, but it's more like focus on what is happening now. That's more of what I am. So sucks for NGT. I don't know. I don't know. It's I only know Flores as a fan. But even that is like that was gone after Hizoshi graduated with Katomina.
Exactly.
So I don't know really what the fans that are still there have an opinion on NGT, what it is. Last song they had was nice. It was awesome. Funny title. Like they were doing good work. I mean, if you want to go back to what they wanted to do, what they set out to do, not really forget, but progress and keep moving forward. I'm like, yeah, that's a neat start. I'm like, I gave it a thumbs up. I liked it. So I'm still surprised. I don't want to be too negative about her graduating because I never disliked her. And whatever happened, that also not made me dislike her, even though, long story short, I don't want to dangle into that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So it happened. It's a shock. I think she said, it's the only thing I will further have to say about it, that she did not achieve what she wanted to achieve in the last 2.5 years, which is fair. If you forget what it was and what happened, I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense as a reason to graduate. Probably more, but I don't want to go there. I take it at face value. I'm like, okay, I never really had an interest in the group, so I'm not really that upset. But had it been Honmei Hinata, I would be like, kind of liked her. So it's a thing. It's kind of a big thing, given her history. So, but who knows what will happen and what she will do. Because I said that was the last thing, but I still have one other thing to say. Because she did have a YouTube account. I just remembered that. And I only remember whenever I saw that I saw the dislike-like ratio. And woo,
oh boy.
Which is another story. That's but I don't want to get into it. Which is I don't know. I also have minor thoughts on it, but who knows what happened? It's a big thing, but people are kind of happy in that regard. I don't blame them for it. I can be like that too. So, thoughts?
Mari,
yeah.
I didn't really know her, so I can't say much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, for me, it was when I first heard it. It felt like, yeah, I was like, wow, I never expected her to graduate. You know, it was more like, even though in the beginning she was one of the strongholders for NGT. When I'm not going to go too far into that incident because I want to keep it work safe. But in any case. Yeah, I'm just going to take it at face value, and it was more like, it's unfortunate she had to graduate, but it's more like if she didn't achieve her goals in the past 2 years, despite the whole pandemic thing, it's more like, it's unfortunate, but I just want to thank her for the good times in the past, and I just want to wish her luck in the future. So that's about it. How about you, Derek?
Keeping it positive. I can already see people be like, nah, I'm happy she's gone. Goodbye. We try. We try. I mean, I can't say that I always am like that and not like that. So, people opinions. I don't know.
Derek.
I feel Ogino Yuka has given us some very cool, interesting moments in the history of AKB, from coming in what was it, #1 in the prelims.
Yeah,
everybody was like, oh my god, like. I mean that delivered us the very famous Ukraine meme, So
I thought somewhere,
So I mean, and plus it was pretty freaking shocking. I remember all of our excitement thinking that this girl could actually pull off the upset of all upsets. But that was cool. I think
unique,
also. Yeah, for me personally, I have two things that really stick out for me with her. Number one is, Sekai wa doko made aozora nanoka, NJT's second single. That to me is probably the last great song by AKB48, period, and any of their families. Everything after that's been downhill, in my opinion. Like, everything else has been shadows of what they used to do. That song, I remember hearing it and thinking this is one of the best songs I've ever heard them put out ever, and I couldn't believe it was little old NGT that did it. And the song is so powerful. The hook is so good. The story is great. The MV, everything about it was good. And Yuka was at the center of that. So I feel I owe her a lot of my emotional feelings at the time when that came out to her. Outstanding performance in that, along with all the girls in NGT at that time, but particularly her. My second big thing, my second big thing is, I met her at the handshake event I went to with NGT, and I remember being overwhelmed by her complete crazy personality, her gankiness, her like over the top reactions to just talking to me for all of the 15 seconds we talked. But it got to the point where it was like I could see why this girl was so famous back then and why people liked her, because she was so kamitayo with like her handshake sessions, and it really made me wish I had used a lot of my NGT tickets at that time to on her instead of everybody else. But unfortunately her line was too long, I remember. But it was just like she was a wave and a half in our world, and she was somebody that could have possibly, without Sashi in the way, been a serious contender to Yurina's crown. Of course, had not
what
everything
happened?
that happened that we shall
Yeah.
not get into.
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking about that so much. Just what I'm thinking about is I'm curious where she's going to go next. I'm not saying that she should be given a pass because time has passed and, like for what happened to Mahahon and all that. But what I will say this is I am going to follow her. I'm going to follow her career. She has the body type that I go for with girls in general, and she's got the look that I go for with girls in general. And overall, I like her funniness. I like her personality. I like everything about her, other than that dark period that we won't talk about. But I would say, like, I'm curious what she'll do next. Has she said anything? Have you heard anything about what her future plans are?
Not really.
No, only
Not
the
really.
2.5 year part.
Yeah.
Okay, because I really think she could have a future in a couple different areas of like, entertainment if she wants. And I'm hoping she'll try to pursue something in like maybe a movie capacity. I think she's expressive enough. She's got the look, she's got the body for it. I think in terms of being an idol anymore, maybe it is time to put that to rest. She truly was an idol, but I feel like after what happened, I don't know how you can get past that. So, I mean, she can come to the Chica world, be fine, because it's come one, come all. But I would say, like, I don't see her doing that, because all these girls look at that as like kind of going a step down, not a step up. But I would say if she does something in the movie business, I would definitely check that out. If she does, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't really got the grab your body look that most Japanese girls go, but she could do certain type of photo stuff given the certain appeal that her body type has for people in Japan that like that sort of, girl. I can see her being very successful in that world. That type of photography. But I don't know. Maybe she just wants a break and she wants to get away, maybe have a real life. I would really love to be a fly on the wall and know what her decision truly was based on for this. Was it because of what happened? Was it because she got some great offer? Is she thinking about something else entirely? I would really love to know. And again, I will follow her after this. I definitely have been a fan of hers for a long time, even throughout the scandal stuff. I don't know. I'm not saying I stood by her, but I'm saying like I just really wanted to understand why she was involved with that. But now I really just want to see her do something else, because I would definitely support her, I think, if I got the chance. So I wish her all the best.
Awesome. And on a slightly more positive note, recommendations. Colin.
Second episode of AKB Neo aired.
Oh, yes.
That was fun. Muramoto announced graduation. He's going to America. So,
And then
Is that
Colin
real?
cut out.
so I wish him all
Oh,
the best. Say other than that, in that regard, there will be an episode 3, and I look forward to that. But people should check out episode 2.
Yeah,
That
it's really
fashion
good.
battle, which I really
Fashion
like. Yui Hunt No
battle.
Bangs was just awesome. No, it was really funny. It was funny, but I did like that segment long ago. Very long ago. Now I remember it. So that was fun. Looking forward to episode 3 and who the MC will be. Maybe Paradise. Forgot his name. Will do it by himself. I don't know. Also like the guy. He's nice. So, but who knows? That is fun. There's a new stage play coming. Loudness. Continuation from the other Majimuri stages that they've been doing. They did one this year too, but I forgot the name. It's
Okada
in
Nana looks
August.
so great. Okada Nana looks so great in this.
That poster, I really like that poster. That's true. But for me, Tomu stood out. I was like, oh God, you're beautiful. But I really like that poster. But I also look forward to this stage play. I just like the stage play. It's Majimura. It's fun, cool. Like the outfits. I like it. I go for it. So that will be a while. But hey, Aka Bingo Neo is there. Looking forward to episode 3 of that as well, as I said. Other than that, nope. I don't think so. No, I got nothing.
As for me, I would say check out HKT48's Request Hours, which was recently,
Good one.
which they recently did, and also
Top
check
50?
out, yeah, top 50, yeah, top
Yeah.
50. And another thing I would like you to check out, which is actually on YouTube, is a new show which NMB is doing with 123 TV on YouTube. What it basically boils down to is it's basically NMB48's version of HKT48 Odekake, or that's the first impression I've got. So I would say definitely check that one out. And that's it for me. So, Maru, how about you?
NMB is doing good stuff. They should get credit where credit is due. What we've been talking about
Yeah.
with AKB and such, NMB has been doing that, and I will give props to that. But I should have said that earlier because they really have been doing a lot of stuff in that
Yeah.
regard. So props to them.
So-
Very cool.
I have 2 things to recommend. One is from both me and Meta. It is from about CGM48. They have adopted 6 cats. Yes, 6. So like
Why
each
not?
cat is responsible for them, and the cats are really cute, and they're making lots of content of them. Like tomorrow, there's gonna be a new episode of Cat Idol. They're going to and
Will the
for
cats be
everybody,
wearing outfits? That's the question.
some of them are wearing the outfits. Yes.
Okay.
And
Important.
so everybody please support my Katoshi Kera and Meta's Katoshi Hiro. So they are cute. They're just so adorable. They all have their own Instagram accounts and the members.
Oh,
of
that
the
too.
members-
Wow.
Of course.
Yeah, it's great. Like they like even built like an extra room for the cats that the members painted, and it's just great. It's great stuff. The BNK members are apparently really jealous about it, and some have mentioned, "I want my cat to be a cat idol too." Like, what's with this? So yes, definitely check out the cat idol. And for me, there is also my member of my one of my all-time favorite groups, EXO. The member Dio released his first solo album with the title track Rose, and it's really damn great. So please check out Dio's Rose. The name is written D.O, by the way. So there is that. So please check it out.
Derek, take it away.
Yeah, I definitely what you guys said to check out is definitely what would have been maybe my thoughts too about what we should be looking at. But on my world, I would say just one thing really just basically stands out. And I'll be making the official announcement as well as listing ticket sales for this on the 30th of this month. But yeah, my birthday live stream. For my birthday, I'm doing a birthday live event, for myself. But it's not really for myself. I'm just using my name and who I am in order to get the exposure for the idols. That's the only reason I'm doing it. It's nothing to do with my ego, I promise. Because I could care less if it's even called for me. But I know people know me, so that's why I'm using it to promote all these idols. But it's August 28th at Chelsea Hotel in Shibuya. It will be fully live streamed by iColony. iColony, if you have not checked out their YouTube channel, please do so now. If you want literally hundreds of videos of idols doing like live stream concerts, and it's for free, you don't gotta pay nothing, and you want really good quality live streams, check out what iColony's doing. The guy who runs, his name's Tomiyasu-san's he's a great dude. He pretty much does it all himself. He is doing my birthday stream. He did it last year for me, did a great job. He's gonna do it again this year. But there's going to be around 17 groups. Last year I think there was like 8, so I pretty much doubled it. And then on top of that, it's from morning till night. And my 2 idols that I am producing, Miho and Kosame, they will be making their Japanese concert stage debut on the 28th. So you do not want to miss that. We've been working for the past year and a half on getting them properly ready to make that debut, including working on a lot of songs. We do have Miho has an MV coming out. I don't know if it'll be next month or September, but it's for her single, Doubt. We actually filmed the MV. It went really well. Kosame's going to be filming an MV for her first single, Chord, which will also be coming out. Both Doubt and Chord will be coming out on CD here real soon as I can get the CD set up. And I would highly encourage you guys to check that out. And then finally, the last thing. Oh, thank you. Finally, the last thing is Miho next month on I think it's the 31st. We're gonna do together a 400 checky challenge. And what that means is she's going to try to sell 400 online checky tickets.
Mhm.
Now, at her height, she still holds the record for most. She has sold 250 something checky before. And if we sell 400 checky, we will do a 24-hour online checky live stream. Meaning we will be at our computer signing checky for 24 hours.
Okay.
And it gets better. You can also take checky of me. My checky will be available. And
Nice.
me and Miho will do Kakami checky. We will do group checky, which will probably be the one and only time I will ever offer that. This is also to support my birthday live event. This is all to support my birthday live event because Miho really believes in it, and she wants to challenge herself because she really thinks she can do it. This was not my idea, by the way. This was her idea. Usually it's a producer's idea to do something this wacky, but she came to me and she's like, we're doing 400 checky, and it's going to be a 24-hour session if we achieve it. And I'm like, done. Okay, if you really think you can do it. Our ticket sales right now for that are okay. We're past 100, so that's good. But that's nowhere near where we need to be, obviously. But the good news is we have a whole other month to do it. But if you guys want, please check that out because we would love to have you. Our online checky sessions at about the 12th or 13th hour, me and her start going nuts. Like we can't think straight because we're so sleep deprived that it starts to get really bizarre and funny because our last checky session was over 14 and a half hours. And so like we just start not thinking right. So at the 24th hour, I have a feeling we're going to be speaking in a language that's neither Japanese or English, and
wow.
it will be we probably won't even know who we are. I mean, the last session, she started just talking like an animal. She just started doing animal chewing mouth things. She kept doing the same chewing face for like a giraffe, a zebra, like a frog. It was the same exact face, but she kept saying no, they're different. And like we did that for like a half an hour, just going back and forth. I'm just watching her trying to guess what she's doing. She's like, "You're wrong." I'm like, "You're doing the same face." Literally, our brains were gone, and it's really hysterical because like it's just she just knows how to turn that humor on. So please, 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 if you can support it, and you can take a check at me, and you can pose me. I do take pose requests.
Oh god.
Just people, please support them, but be careful because I feel like if they do reach that, the next time they're going to do a 48-hour live stream.
Yeah.
Like
Ugh.
they'll just stop. And with like the birthday live as well, also Derek, be careful. You doubled this time. Like, oh god, I'm scared in 5 years. How many hundreds of idols will you have there? If you're gonna double it each time.
Yeah, fair
exactly.
point.
My goal
GG.
next year, my goal next year is to do Zep Diver where TGIF is, and to
nice.
have over 100 groups and do all that. I'm legit gonna keep building it if this goes well, but it's all gonna depend on who tunes in. I mean, if the live stream doesn't get more than 30 people, it's not even profitable. But I'm just curious. I'm curious to see what happens. But
you see people always making a joke, and that dude said like, "Oh, I actually have plans for that." You see what he's like?
I do. Yeah.
Forward
We
thinking.
keep
And
building
of course,
it.
Yeah.
his idols are exactly the same, insane with 24 hours.
Oh man.
They're insane.
So yeah,
That's something,
go
alright.
support. You know, everybody loves a crazy idol, so go support her.
Yes, please.
Awesome. And with that, we've come to the end of this episode of Idol Downtime. I was your host DX, and I would say bye everyone.
Bye.